What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. The OCG ban list has updated, and that usually gives some implications towards what the TCG will be headed towards, and not a live reaction channel. I've only had one thing spoiled for me, and that's that we got a certain Zodiac back. I've pulled up the ban list as it stands now for the OCG, as well as our own for comparison, and let's go ahead and get into the reveal, starting with Sutff. Banned. Gumblar already banned in the TCG. Thank God. They've needed that to go for a while. Sutff, I dislike as a card that it just shuts off and says, no, you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! So I do like where they're headed with the train of thought of just hitting that instead of enabler after an enabler. They went directly for the problem. Cards that let you Xyz during your opponent's turn or rank up like that. Like, people were still going to figure out ways to abuse Sutff either as a combo extender and shutting off your opponent's hand traps, or they were going to figure out how to abuse it some other way. So I'm glad that it's gone in general. Next up, there it is. And that's it for the limiteds and bans. We've got Zodiac DRIDENT, and Blade recently had a discussion on, are there too many draw cards? Beginning of the end. I mean, there were the danger decks, and they did recently get the dangers in the OCG relative to us. So it looks like they just went ahead and cut that off at the knees, and we're like, no, you're not going to do these crazy long combos. I don't think Saryuja's limited over there in any fashion either. It may be spelled... Oh, no, never mind. I spoke too soon. Look at me. A terrible reaction channel. Saryuja is limited over there. Wish we could get that for our list. So, it looks like... So that they're really hitting it on top then, aren't they? That's crazy. That's... I wonder how they got to the point where this became so problematic that they cut it off despite having Saryu at one. That's very interesting. Let's keep going. I see a Link monster and Meluseek! Don't tell DZ. Don't tell DZ. They did just get another insane Altergeist Link 1. That would be very good with Meluseek. This seems a bit preemptive, but gosh dang, is that really digging into that deck. Galatea at 2 doesn't really seem sufficient in terms of hits, at least for Orcust over here. I don't like that. I feel like even putting it at 1, it still gets like a little bit of what it needs off in terms of it just being revived. It would put a chokehold where you can DD Crowd and stuff, but that's kind of crazy. Deep Sea Diva. Okay, the Deep Sea archetype just got, you know, hit. I assume this is going from 1 to 2 for them. Deep Sea. Yeah, so this is on their limited currently and is now going to be semi'd. Orcust Harpur also getting semi'd. I'm starting to like that a little more, but people can get away with playing 2 very easily. I feel like this is a little slap on the wrist for Orcust. This isn't really what needs to happen against this deck. It's not enough. It's not near enough. People are calling for bans on Babel over here, bans on certain card, and we see a couple of semis, a little slap. Tour Guide to 2, I like that move a lot. In an age where we have Valor, Infinite Impermanence, Widow Anchor, like so many things that stop this. Yeah, is Baby Sarah at perhaps like Baby Sarah? Yeah, it was at 1 for them, so this is actually an unlimited. I guess they went harder for dinosaurs back in the day with the Lithosagem. Okay, that makes sense. Mathman to 2, I think I've been corrected, and we have that at 3. Unicorn being the big one, though. Yeah, Mathematician is not on our list at all, and it moves to 2 for the OCG. Unicorn. That's huge. People have been calling for this over and over. I was saying, well, I don't know. It's an insane resource to be able to gain your stuff back and also get a Floodgate-like card. Konami wants to move away from Floodgate-like cards as we see them ban Sutff. And let me slowly scroll back towards here. Unicorn. Huh. Something that shuts off every extra deck monster and an archetype that's got more and more power through the incantations, aka the Devi rituals. This is pretty crazy. I don't know how I feel about this, but I am a Necros fan. But for the state of the game in general, cards that shut off the extra deck are pretty crazy. Like I just said with Tour Guide, though, many more ways to negate cards than we had. Although Valor, you know, it's not going to help you with your extra deck to shut it off during their turn. Huh. Salamangreat Circle and Thunder Dragon Roar. I believe these would be harsher hits to these decks. Interesting. This is the semi-limits. 1 second. How many do we have so far? I almost just want to scroll through these. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, I'm just going to go, guys. I'm just going to go and recap. 10, 12, and then we, okay, and I see an elemental hero there at the very start. What? Okay, so Allure gets semi'd again, so they're really after draw power. Maybe they heard Blade YGO's discussion. Red Reboot, a counter to back row decks and control decks, gets slapped here. Multi-roll to 2. I would like to see it to 1. Mind Control, again, I guess in Link Summoning has become more powerful. What the heck, man? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 cards? Are you, wait, 2? Am I crazy? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 cards to the semi-limit list for them. That's a drastic move from where the TCG has gone. Holy crap, that's more than I think we have on ours. Yeah, 2, 4, we've moved down to 6 total cards on our semi-limit list. Where are they at right now? Holy heck. And you're telling me they're adding 14 to this zone? Wow. Okay. So Japan obviously has taken a different approach to Therio than the TCG, and they find this the appropriate way to water down or add consistency depending. What the heck? Red Reboot, you pay half your life points to get it. I do get that it shuts off back row for a whole turn if there's no counter, but Solemn's at 3. They do have Harpy's Feather Duster and now Lightning Storm, so maybe they see it as, yeah, we'll chill this out a little, but jeez. That is crazy. If I'm not mistaken, they have Pankratops and Ash Blossom at 2. Yeah, Ash. And where is Pankratops? Am I crazy? Pankratops. Yeah, Dino Wrestler Pankratops is on there semi-limited as well. Wow, that's crazy. All right, to the unlimits, we've got Elemental Hero, Shadow Mist, and Makaba. I wonder if these are peel-offs. Well, they have to be. They're released from restrictions, so these are. Makaba is a control card. I guess they hit Invoked a lot harder a while back. And then we have Shadow Mist. I guess they also felt the Dark Law era a little harder than us. Kaiju Slumber to 3, Chain Strike to 3. I'm not a big fan of Burn, especially with Mystic Mine around, but okay. And then they get Reasoning to 3 and Face Off to 3. What's our Face Off at? Draco, Face Off. I believe this is at 1 for us, yes. So, Face Off's interesting to me in general because you're able to get a Pendulum Body on board with it almost no matter what to go into Electromite. Face Off to 3, man, I remember the Ignister combos, and also with Link Summoning in general, this is huge for them. But I don't know how much it'll actually see play, because you do have to play a couple of Garnets, aka Bricks, when you're playing this. Reasoning to 3, I think this card's insane. Infernoids is already one of the top decks over there, as we've seen from the previous YCS Japan, although it's a best of 1, so I don't know how clear that is for their format. Wow. I just keep going back to just being stunned by this insane update to their semi-limit list. Like, they're so careful, it feels like, and that we'll see if this is okay this way. We're not going to just open the floodgates. We're going to just put this here and see what happens. This is crazy to me comparatively to our list. Absurd. Insane. Like I can't fathom how different and split the games are in this fashion. And I'm glad for it for once. Usually people are like, oh man, I love the OCG. 2 Unicorn, that's cool if I'm a Necros player, but like, just looking at this, come on, slap this, hit this, take care of it. Why is Meluseek ending up here, of all things? Like, preemptive hits are something the OCG does a lot too, I suppose, but I don't like this and how they've done it and how they answer. Like, Mind Control, I think you put it at banned 1 or 3. 2 is so weird a number for this. If you really want to water down the consistency, why 2? Why does that make sense? Please, in the comment section down below, if you agree with this move for something like Mind Control, let me know. Because I'm having trouble seeing why it's like a great option, you just see it less. I don't like where that's headed. I like what Konami in the TCG, I can't believe I'm saying this for once, has done with their semi-limited list comparatively. Like, holy heck. It's just like, this is a great tool. You're gonna see it less. I really don't like where that headed. Let me know what you guys think of this FNL list, this ban list update for the OCG. I like Azathoth as a hit. DRIDENT, I was thinking this mommy couldn't come back. A lot of people didn't know she was a mommy until I started doing thumbnails back in the day. They're like, whoa. I was one of the ones arguing that it shouldn't come back, and it's interesting to see from the OCG perspective of having locals ban Zodiacs in the past that they're getting over their trauma, and I really don't like this list due to the semis, but maybe you do. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Almost to 50k, 75 people away. Can we make it happen before Christmas? Like the video if you do enjoy the discussion, even if you don't agree with me. I want to hear your thoughts. Like Alert, Mind Control, the Reboot, these generic cards, I just don't like this placement. I don't like where it's headed when you end up, yeah, sometimes, not all the time,